Hello and welcome to Hedleys Football Roundup Podcast. I'm here again today with Daryn. Good evening, Daryn.
Good evening. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay, thank you very much. I'm going to start a little bit different today because it was transfer deadline day on Monday.
It was.
And we're going to run through the transfers before the football today. So, on the Newcastle front, Alexander Isak has finally left the football club, gone to Liverpool for £130 million. There, it's either 125 or 130. Nobody seems to know. But the main thing is he's gone, and I couldn't be happier really with the outcome, because we got a lot of money for them, for a player that didn't want to be here in the first place. But Don, I'm going to come to you on this one because there's been a lot of talk about this transfer window, about players forcing moves out of football clubs, such as Newcastle and Brenford, because obviously we've replaced Isak with Wizard from Brenford, who also forced a move out of his football club. Where do you think football's going? Have players got too much power these days, do you think?
Well, it's at the dangerous precedent for me because all players will say now, we'll go sick and we'll get what we want, which is a dangerous precedent as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I think so, because if you look at Mount Gahey, he was going to go to Liverpool and he didn't get his move.
Because apparently I heard the manager threatened to resign if Palace let him go.
Yes, and plus he acted very professionally.
Yeah, he did.
And played for Palace up until the deadline, which in a way didn't help him. For me, that's dangerous as well, because that's telling players, look at the way Isak went on, look at the way Wizard went on, and look at the way Gahey, and Gahey didn't get his move because he acted in a professional manner. Now that is dangerous as far as I'm concerned. It's not good for football as far as I'm concerned, because players can just say to their managers, I'm not playing until I get this move, and they will get the move.
But you see, where's the PFA and all this? They're very quickly saying when the clubs get wrong, when the players do it wrong, they go very quiet.
Yeah, if something needs to be done about it because it's wrong, really. But where the argument falls down is Eze moved this summer from Palace to Arsenal, and he played every game for Palace until he moved to Arsenal.
Yeah.
So that argument falls down. So players have got far too much power. Football clubs in general need to be stronger. They need to say, you're contracted to us, you're going nowhere until we say so. Otherwise, players are just going to keep doing it. But anyway, on Alexander Isak, I've heard a lot of talk over the last week about fans saying, Isak's this, Isak's that, he can go, we hate him and all this sort of stuff, which is fair enough because of what he's done to the football club. But as far as I'm concerned, sorry to bring the cup final back up, Daryn, but Alexander Isak gave me the best footballing moment of my life, going in the cup final and ending the 70-year drought for Newcastle. Newcastle fans seem to forget that.
And he will go down in the history books for that as well.
Regardless of whether people think his legendary status has been tarnished, it hasn't, because he will always be a legend at the football club, because he's won us a cup for the first time in 70 years, and people forget that. So, yes, we're not happy the way he's gone on about it. He's moved to Liverpool, he's forced his way out, which is wrong. But at the end of the day, he's created history for the football club. So, yes, I'm not happy now about the way he's gone on, but he's given me and all the fans 3 fantastic years at the football club. And yes, he might not go with everybody's best wishes, and he doesn't. But people have got to remember he did give us a historic
A trophy, yeah.
a trophy and a historic moment.
Yeah.
So we've now replaced him. That chapter was finished, but I'm not as angry as other fans because of the historic moment he gave us. Remember, only back in March, which was this year.
Yes.
So I'm fine with it. We'll move on.
You've now got the trophy at your house.
I've got the trophy at my house with his name on it. I'm not as annoyed as other people because I know how special the moment was for fans on that day. So I think just people need to calm down about it. Remember the good times we had rather than the bad. But on the Alexander Isak replacement, that was the problem. The reason we couldn't get rid of him was because we didn't have a replacement. We've now got a replacement for Callum Wilson and Alexander Isak. So the Alexander Isak replacement is a striker from the German league, Nick Voltemade, a big 6'6" striker who I don't know anything about particularly, but he looks promising, good with his feet, and obviously very tall. And the Callum Wilson replacement is, as I mentioned before, Johan Wisser from Brenford. So I'm very happy with the replacements. I'm happy that we've got rid of Alexander Isak, finished with that saga, and now we can all move on. Daryn, do you want to talk about your transfers there?
Well, we signed 3 on transfer deadline day. Trio defender, Geltiowi, I think that's the way we say it. Another defender, the singer, Brian Bobby, I think, from Ajax. So that's 3 in.
3 in on the final day.
Yes.
I love these people who say, oh, the window has been a disappointment for Newcastle. At the end of the day, Newcastle have spent 252 million this window. So it hasn't been too bad. It's been very good, in fact. We've got everybody we needed in, everybody we needed out.
Well, we've got 15 in. Now, we've spent over 100 million in this window. I've never known someone spend so much in a transfer window in my life. So there we go.
So it's been a very good window for both teams, as far as I'm concerned. So moving on to the game, and it needed to be a good deadline day for Newcastle, because yet again, lack of goal-mouth action at Leeds. Another away 0-0 draw, which was quite disappointing. A couple of threatening shots that tested the goalkeeper from Jacob Murphy, and one save at the other end from Nick Pope to deny Dominic Calvert-Lewin his first goal for Leeds United. So apart from that, really, that is why we started on the transfers, because as far as the Newcastle game was concerned, against Leeds, not much happened. 0-0 draw. We host Wolves, where we will have 2 strikers playing, hopefully, for Newcastle that day, or at least playing a part of the game. I think Wizza is more likely to start than Votameda, because Votameda has just joined the club and joined the league. So Wizza is more likely to start because he knows the league and he can hit the ground running against Wolves, which now is an absolute must-win. I don't mind 2 goals away from home. I don't mind the 3 performances we've put in without a striker. That's fine. But now there's no excuse. We've got 2 strikers through the door. We've got a good team behind the 2 strikers. So Wolves is now a must-win. So we'll see what happens in 2 weeks' time. But now I'm going to hand over back to Darren, who's going to tell you about Sunderland's game at the weekend. Back to you, Darren.
Thank you, Harry. Yes, we played Brenford. We got back to winning ways. What a game this was. The first half was very lively. Brenford scored first, or so we thought, but it was ruled offside by VAR, so it remained 0-0. And then Brenford got a penalty. It was a penalty. Ronaldo put the guy down. Couldn't argue with it, it was a penalty. But a great save from our new keeper, Robin Roos. He kept it in 0-0 until half time. Then Brenford scored early, hanging off. That put the cross in, and at the far post, 1-0 Brenford. You think, oh dear. But then we get a corner, some scuffle in the box, penalty given to us. The free takes the penalty, 1 each. And you think, come on now, let's win it. And where's the need to do? We faces my end off the bench. And he comes on, and in the very last minute, Saka put the lovely cross in the box, header back into the door, great header, 2-1 in the last minute, and we win it 2-1. That's 6 points from 9 games. I can't argue with that. Great start. And we play Crystal Palace away. So let's see how we go there.
That's another winnable game, though. With the, or at least getting a draw, with the uncertainty of how the Mark Gahey situation is going to affect the team and the manager.
Yes.
So there's another chance to get another.
Well, I take a draw there from me, no, sorry. A draw there would be a good result.
There's another chance to get a point on the board.
Yes.
So yes, Crystal Palace away and Wolves at home. To comment on those 2 games
Yes.
we just mentioned.
Yeah.
And I promise you, Alexander Isak will not be mentioned in
He left the building.
in that podcast. He has officially left the building. So, till next time, I would like to thank everybody for listening to this podcast and thank Darren for joining.
My pleasure, Harry, is normal.
And until next time, it's goodbye from me.
And goodbye from me.